Okay, so when we I'm gonna write this a little bigger. If I take the limit of 1 over x to the 2/3, and I plug the 0 in, I'll get a 0 in the denominator. In other words, this will equal 1 over 0. And we can't have that, it's undefined. Remember, this is some sort of vertical asymptote because x cannot equal 0. So if I graph this, usually in these matters, we'll get a graph that will not cross x equals 0. So usually this is going to approach infinity or negative infinity because the values will come right up to this vertical asymptote, but it won't cross the vertical asymptote usually. Now the easiest way to do this is just to graph it, and then we can figure out some sort of way analytically to find that information. So let me clear out all this stuff here. And I'm just going to say 1 divided by x raised to the 2 divided by 3. Yep, called it. Right? So now, basically, just based on the graph, I can verify this answer, right? So it's a two-sided limit. So what that means is if I come from positive infinity like this, or let's start with negative infinity because that's where it is on the graph. If I take the limit of this function as x approaches 0 from the negative infinity side, right? From this side. As I go in this direction, what is my y value approaching? Well, no, keep looking.
No.
What is it approaching?
It's approaching.
Well, yeah, we would say infinity. It stops at 4 right there, but as I keep going, if I get closer and closer to 0, what will it do? In other words, if I put in 0.00001 for my x value, that's a pretty big number. 200,000.
So it approaches positive infinity.
Yeah, so this one is positive infinity, right? And then consequently, if I just slide over a little bit and I take the limit of this thing as x approaches 0 from positive infinity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in this direction. And just by looking at the graph, what do you guys think? Yeah, it's going to go to positive infinity as well. So since that's going to go to positive infinity, we've got infinity on the left, infinity on the right. So what's the two-sided limit?
Infinity.
Infinity. Now, there are some tricks that we could do algebraically that might help us to graph this. I'm gonna skip that and say this particular problem you could do graphically. Usually the tricks that we use to graph this involve L'Hopital or some variation of manipulating the function, and we'll wait until that chapter. Chapter 6 or 7, I think. Okay?
Okay.
So this one you just do graphically. Because it goes this direction and this direction, if we come from this direction, it looks like it approaches positive infinity. If we come from this direction, it looks like it approaches positive infinity. If the left side limit and the right side limit are both approaching the same value, then the two-sided limit is the same. Does that make sense? Okay.